Hi YouTube, so what I wanted to talk about with regards to relationships tonight is how do you know that it's time to end a relationship? If you don't usually follow my little on relationships thing, you can check out a disclaimer. I'll post a link somewhere around here. I hope that I'm pointing somewhere because I can't see what's going on behind the camera, but there will be a link somewhere around here with a disclaimer in it. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is one particular way, which I think is a really good way that you can really quickly decipher the relationship's over, is if you're not necessarily feeling 100% into the relationship anymore and you're just sticking with it because of a feeling like guilt. Guilt is a very bad, extremely stupid reason to stay in a relationship. And there are a whole bunch of reasons why. The first thing is that there is absolutely no reason to feel guilty. When you do not have feelings for anyone anymore, or when you have limited feelings towards that person, or, you know, for whatever reason that you feel that you guys shouldn't be together anymore, that is completely up to you, and there is nothing that anyone should be able to say or do to make you feel guilty for feeling that way. You feel the way you feel, the heart tells you what it wants, and when it's done, you're gonna know that it's done. And all relationships have good days and bad days when you're like, hey, oh, it's a little better today. But if your consensus on the whole is that the relationship is pretty much going down the drain and one of the only big things keeping you in it is guilt, that is a sure sign to get out of that relationship. And this is why. The first thing is that you are wasting your time and you are cheating yourself out of time that you could be spending with somebody else. And it sounds horrible, and I'm not saying that everyone should just go jumping from one relationship to the other or anything like that, but what I am saying is that you're going to look back on that time later that you spent feeling guilty or whatever other emotion that you felt that was keeping you involved in the relationship, and you are going to regret it. I feel like we all get limited amounts of time in our adult lives once we start dating, that we get to be single and, you know, figure out who we are, interact with a lot of different people, things like that. And so even though you may not have anybody else in the picture right now and may not be looking to move on to somebody else or something like that, being with somebody limits the amount of time that you get to do those things. And so if you are with somebody and it's just because you're feeling guilty, you're cheating yourself out of so much. The next point is that you are cheating the other person out of finding somebody who is going to care for them as much as they care about you. A lot of guilty feelings are caused because you feel like your partner cares about you so much more than you care about them. And so if you stay with them, well, then all you're really doing is putting off the inevitable and cheating them out of being with someone who's going to care just as much about them as they care about them, if that makes any sense. So guilt is a really bad reason to stay in a relationship. If the relationship comes down to just one feeling that's keeping you involved, especially if that feeling is guilt, the relationship is over. If you are staying in a relationship because you feel guilty, get out of that relationship, suck it up, admit to yourself that there is nothing that you can do about your feelings, and once you don't want someone anymore, you just don't.